Talk Marketing with the beautiful Sharon Dmake today. And we've been chatting just before we turned on the go live button. And we were chatting about multiple serial entrepreneurs having lots of things. So Sharon, tell us a little bit about yourself. She's just said something there and it's really resonated with me, having come from a background of different businesses and then trying for marketing's sake to try and put it all under an umbrella. What was it, what you said to us there, Sharon? I just love it.
Well, hi everyone, and Amanda, thank you so much for having me on today. I suppose when I first got messaged to come on the show, I kind of felt a little bit of imposter creeping because I've never actually seen myself as a businesswoman, which makes no sense, right? But when you said it and I looked about marketing, I was like, but I never went to college and learned marketing. But what I did do, I used to watch a lot of videos, and in them videos, there'd be this thing saying, find your dot, right? Well, I had so many dots, I felt like I was doing a dot-to-dot picture and trying to join them together. And I'm sure a lot of people do actually feel that way, especially when you're new in business. But one thing that really, well, a few things that really stood out to me, but one of the things that really stood out to me is it's not about you, it's about your customer. And when you actually learn that, it's not about what you do or how many things you can juggle and whatever. It's what each person is looking for. So you might not get this from me because I talk a lot when I'm on interviews, but you have one mouth and two ears. And it's just good to talk to people. Instead of saying, I do X, Y, Z, I'm this, I'm that, just listen and see what the person needs, because you're going to be able to find help or know someone that can help them.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So listen, talk to us. I love the fact that you said you don't feel like you're a business owner. That was me for a long time. Even people used to say you're a great businesswoman. I couldn't accept that because I was always doing something I loved, therefore I didn't see it as business. So how long have you been doing what you love or a business owner?
All my life. Seriously, I don't think I have had a time when I didn't sell to people. See, Amanda, my backstory goes to having imposter syndrome, not fitting in. I grew up in a multicultural marriage in a white area. Racism was huge. I wasn't white. I'd go to work. I'd walk around with my dad at work. He'd take me on the weekends and people would be like, who's the kid? And my dad was white and he'd be like, she's my daughter. And they'd laugh. They thought it was funny that he was joking. I mean, I don't know where they thought that he'd got this kid from, but that was a better option than having a brown daughter, you know. At school, I didn't fit in. Look, I was brought up in a religion, a very strict religion by my mother, not my father. And look, no Christmas, no birthdays, just didn't fit in with any of that. I didn't fit in with Santa Claus. I knew he wasn't coming to me because I felt I wasn't good enough. So I had all of this stuff. I mean, I could go on forever with all the stuff that made me not feel that I would fit in. But what I would do is sell myself. People liked me, whatever it was and however I was. And I think when you talk about business, that is business, right? It is about people buy from people, people relate to people, and they relate to experiences. So it's more about what you experience. So yes, I was in an era where there was no health and safety, right? So I had a paper round at 7 years old. I used to go on the bike. I worked as a Saturday girl from 12 in a hairdresser's, where 1 minute you'd be sweeping the floor, next you'd be pulling highlights and, you know, crazy stuff. I've always been it with a business mind.
Fabulous, fabulous. And listen, what platforms do you personally use for your business right now? Or what would you say to people?
Yeah, my home is Facebook. And then you hear, you know, it's important to stay in your lane. Sometimes you hear you should be TikToking, you can't do it all, right? But what I do is I ask people. So I put up on my Facebook, when you're not on Facebook, where are you hanging out and why? Ask people. Don't make assumptions in business, because when you assume you know, you're going to make an ass of yourself. Like, as it says, assumption is an ass of me and you know. So like, ask people where they hang out. But yeah, so I dabble with Twitter. I find Twitter great for business to business, for media, that kind of stuff. Instagram is very easy just to put a post up. But my home and heart, I suppose, is still Facebook.
Oh, a girl after my own heart. I just say Facebook's my office. That's where I'll show up. You'll always find me here. Okay. Do you work from a plan when it comes to your marketing, or are you off the cuff and whatever you're feeling on the day?
Both. Planning and scheduling is really important. I have a board up there which says, you know, each day of the month, what I'm going to do, what my guideline is. But I'm a creative. I am off the cuff. When I go for my hikes at the weekend or whatever, I'm doing the cameras with me. I'm snapping around. I'm telling the kids, shh, 1 minute. I've just got to capture a video. Just 1 minute, be quiet, you know. And I just take, you know, inspiration from everywhere and also from everyone. You have to, as I said, you have to listen. So what people are asking for is what you're looking for. Look, it got very noisy during the pandemic. It was very hard to stand out and even know where your position was. And I realized that I had to go into something tangible, because what I was doing was not actually booming the way that I would have thought it should. And my message is too important not to share with people. It's a real disservice not to let them know. So by turning it into something tangible, it's then brought a flood of people back into me, back into their zone, or whatever you want to call it, in, you know. And yeah, you have to pivot. But yeah, in general, I do plan, especially like holidays, and I'm a lot into body positivity and positive mindsets when there's like mental health days or stuff like that, and make sure to be ready for that.
I love the fact that you mentioned specific days. You know, when I'm working with clients as well, it's, if you're busy, you need to be on par with the seasons. Or if you run events, what I see a lot of people is waiting to the last minute, and then it's the hard sell, and it's not nice. So have your schedule, have your seasons, have, you know, the days marked, you know, in advance of what you need to do. And I love the fact that you're like me as well. You love that off the cuff, that spur of the moment. I have to share this, or I'll burst. And the other thing, you know, I'm taking from Sharon is that listening. Ask the questions and listen to your audience. It's so, so important. So what has been your biggest challenge to date in your marketing, would you say, Sharon?
Technical stuff, I would say. You know, even the likes of working the cameras now, suddenly I'm feeling a bit seasick because everything's opposite. So I think, look, 1984, the first Motorola phone came out, and it was £250 sterling to buy. Nowadays, the phone is in the hand. The average 2 hours, 26 minutes. People are in front of the television in the evening time scrolling. Sometimes they don't want big, loud videos coming up. They're listening to a film. They just want to flick. You have to kind of use technology, but also understand how people are using it. And I think that is vital. Look, technology was my problem, still kind of is my deficit, but I'm all about leveling up. So over COVID, I took a Google Garage course, tech course, 60 hours, free, brilliant, would recommend it to anyone. And I've actually leveled myself up by using that. But yeah, definitely. I think the other thing that a lot of mistakes people make is with social media, they are not social on social media. A lot of people are just dumping their stuff. If I get one more friend request followed by a message about how I can make money through a party scheme, I've had enough of it. And I think everyone is, you know, even my husband at least bought me a drink before he asked for the shift, you know. You've got to be more social. You've got to make connections. I've heard you say, Amanda, your network is your net worth. And it really is. That's where the connections are made. You want to know how to build your SEO. Network. Write a blog for someone. Let them write it for you. Link your websites together. Label your photos. Do all these things. But you're going to learn all of this through talking to people and listening through a network. That's why We Can and We Will is amazing. And, you know, there's so much value people can give you in these groups.
Oh, I just love everything about that. What has been your biggest success in marketing? By the way, this is another one of Sharon's huge successes. I am wearing her newly launched t-shirts and long sleeve tops. I know there's caps and lots of things coming with a fantastic message. So you said there, I have a message, I need to share it. This is a message that I continuously share. Take action, learn, grow.
Yeah.
Tell us about this. And where did this all come from, Sharon?
Well, I mean, Amanda, you probably heard it said before, your mess is your message, right? So I have 3 tops bought out, and every one of them is so close to my heart. They've just been created, and I'm not even looking at them as clothing. I'm looking at them as billboards. I'm looking at them as sandwich boards. Look, the Fail.Learn.Grow. I found so many people, and if this is you and you're listening, put it in the chat, drop us a heart, let us know who you are. So many people think about starting a business. They might think for 12 months. They've got their dreams on the back burner, and it's just burning them out because they're not doing their passion, because they're scared. There's a fear, and they're failing, right? Failing is about not trying to do what you want to do or not doing it. And what are they scared of? They're scared of failing, right? What will the neighbours say? What will my mum think? My brother did it, this and that, right? But failing is the biggest success you can ever have, because when you fail, you learn. I collect my fails, and I learn so much from my fails, because that's what I'm going to use to build a better product. If I just got it right the first time, it would never be as insanely amazing as it will be with all that knowledge. So when we fail, we grow, we learn, we use the knowledge, and that's what we do. We learn from it and we grow. So that was the basis behind that message. The next message is outstandingly made. And this takes a bold, brassy person to buy, right? And that is me. I've told you the story. You've heard the backstory. I never fitted in my whole life. And then I realized I didn't fit in because I was made to stand out. I am outstanding. And to come to that message, every one of us is outstandingly made. And then the third one is gratitude changes attitude. And look, on my own self-love journey, gratitude has been the biggest. When you look for things, you're going to find them. You know, it's a bit like when you get a new car and you're seeing everyone's driving that car. Have they all bought your same car? No, of course not. It's been there the whole time, but you're focusing and your energy is going into looking for that. So when you focus your energy instead of all the negative stuff into the positive stuff, you're going to thrive and bring so much positivity into your life. You don't need to buy the t-shirt. Look, just take that message from me. But that message is actually on the back of someone's t-shirt in like a crossword Scrabble thing. And it's just something for people to read when you're wearing it. You know, you can inspire so many people just at the right time.
I love it. You were saying about when you were a child and you passed by this graffiti every single day with a strong message on it. And it is powerful. This stands for me. When we speak to one, we speak to many. So Sharon's message spoke to me, and I'm sure it speaks to many, many other people because it's such a powerful message. Sharon, what is your top tip for business owners out there? And before we finish up, you can tell us a little bit more about your business. But what would be your top tip when it comes to marketing a business for startups or even established business owners?
Okay, I would say, you know, I heard you, Amanda. I had a call with you maybe a year or more ago. I don't know. COVID time has me in a warp. But you said sell to one. And to be honest, I didn't understand it, right? I was like, but I want more than one customer, right? So if you're like me and you're starting out in business and you're kind of learning these things and you're hearing these things and they don't make sense, this is how it made sense to me.
Love this.
Amazon started selling books. That's all they sold. That was their one thing, books. And from them, like, you can buy shoulder pads, anything you want, right? They started selling books. So when I learned that thing, because I had so much to help people in lots of different areas. Look, health-wise, I took a real shake. It probably led to me with my self-love journey, relationships, children. I have 7 of them and 4 grandkids. I can talk about so many things, but I need to start with one thing. And then like Amazon, eventually people get to know me. But my top tip, I deviate. Sorry, I've just thought of my actual top tip. Don't try to put your energy into bettering necessarily your business, but put it into bettering you. Because when you're a better person yourself, no matter what you're selling, no matter what you're doing, you're coming from a real core strength. We talk about core strength in exercise, right, Amanda? But if your core strength is built and you've upskilled and you've learned and you've developed yourself, you're going to be powerful.
I love that. Jim Rohn has a quote, one of my favorite quotes is, work harder on yourself than you do on the job. And I always go by that. So Sharon, to wrap it up today, how can people find you and tell us a little bit about your own business, your services, your offers?
Okay, so what I'll do is you can look at me, SharonD.com. Everyone knows me as Sharon D now. It's kind of become my thing. It's quite a common phrase, but it actually comes up as me, so you can find me there. Look, my business, okay, like I'll try and cut it short and sweet. I was a plus size model, it's the first Miss Curves Island and all that kind of thing, and I found there's no body positivity things going on in Ireland at that time. So I set up the first ever curvy convention, Ireland's Got Curves. From that, during the pandemic, it's changed. I'm going to keep Ireland's Got Curves. As soon as we can open up, girls, we are there, right? But until such a time, I was approached to co-author a book. Look, dyslexic, co-author a book. Yeah, right. But look, I did it. #1 bestseller on Amazon Kindle. It was absolutely smashed it. But it was about self-love. It was about my story and my journey and how I have helped to live my best life. Lads, when I talk about a mess that I was in, think the worst and you're probably there, okay? And if this is you at home and you're just kind of thinking with the COVID and everything, your motivation's lacking, you're not feeling good enough, you're feeling like you don't even belong in business or to do things or, have a relationship, whatever the case may be, it's no good just reading a bumper sticker saying you're enough, you're enough, you're enough. That's not going to get you. But what I can do is I can show you exactly, because the last 2 years I've lived it. I've gone from the couch doing nothing, not even washing my hair, to actually showing up every day, the best version of me that I could ever be. So I can actually show you that, right? But look, that's not the salesy bit, because you can follow the Self-Love Club on Ireland's Got Curves on the Facebook group for free. That's not going to cost you anything. And you can get loads of tips and stuff in there the whole time. So my advice is go follow that. And if you are a positive person, just come and be a cheerleader for the rest of the ladies there, Look at Amanda.
Come and be a billboard. Be a billboard. Sharon, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you had pen and paper. If not, watch this back. Some great golden nuggets there for marketing. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thank you. See you next week, guys. Bye.